Welcome back, treasure hunters and coin lovers. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the most valuable and expensive British coins ever struck. The legendary the top 5 most valuable and most expensive United Kingdom most beautiful bicentennial 2 shillings old coins without IMP. This isn't just a coin. It's a fortune in your pocket, a life-changing discovery worth millions, even billions, in today's market. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal could turn an ordinary coin into unimaginable wealth. Let's get started. First up, in the United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings from 1956 featuring Queen Elizabeth II, but with a remarkable twist. It is the rare version struck without the IMP inscription. This missing element transforms what might seem like an ordinary coin into an item of mythical value, whispered about in numismatic circles as one of the most expensive and most sought-after British coins in history. The uncrowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing left on the obverse, and the crowned Tudor rose flanked by a thistle and shamrock on the reverse, make it an instantly recognizable masterpiece of design, but its scarcity elevates it into the realm of unimaginable wealth. To truly appreciate the staggering worth of this coin, we must first recognize the context of its creation. In 1956, Queen Elizabeth II was still at the beginning of her reign, and Britain was adjusting to the new Elizabethan era following the long shadow of her father, King George VI. The coinage of this time carried immense national symbolism, celebrating the unity of the United Kingdom and its heritage. Yet, the mysterious absence of the IMP, the traditional reference to Indii Imperator, on certain 2 shilling pieces makes this coin far more than just a relic of its time. It represents an error, an anomaly, or perhaps even a deliberate minting rarity, and it is precisely these unexpected differences that push collectors into a frenzy. Today, the 1956 2 shillings without IMP is more than just a coin. It is an artifact of fortune. Reports and rumors of sales have placed its value in the realm of millions of dollars, with collectors competing fiercely whenever one of these treasures surfaces. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that could transform your life instantly. This is not simply a collector's item, but a golden ticket to unimaginable riches. To the passionate numismatist, it is the crown jewel of a lifetime. To the investor, it is a billion-dollar opportunity. And to the dreamer, it is the promise of overnight wealth that few ever get the chance to experience. What makes this coin so alluring is not only its rarity, but also its exquisite design. The uncrowned young portrait of Elizabeth II captures her youthful grace and promise as the nation's monarch, a vision of new beginnings and modern royalty. On the reverse, the crowned Tudor rose sits regally, flanked by Scotland's thistle and Ireland's shamrock, a powerful reminder of the United Kingdom's union and strength. Every detail tells a story of heritage, tradition, and the artistry of mid-20th century coinage. When such breathtaking design is combined with a historic minting omission, the result is nothing short of numismatic perfection. Collectors and historians alike are drawn to the tale of how such coins escaped into circulation. Were they the result of a trial run, an experimental strike, or a closely guarded mistake? Each theory only adds to the coin's mystery and desirability. The intrigue surrounding this 1956 2 shillings transforms it into a legend, a hidden gem of the British numismatic world that sparks curiosity and fuels the imagination. Stories of individuals finding such treasures in old collections, inherited estates, or even in forgotten drawers ignite excitement across the coin community, reinforcing the idea that anyone could stumble upon a fortune. When it comes to specifications, the coin was minted in cupronickel, weighing 11.31 grams with a diameter of 28.5 millimeters, and struck with precision at the Royal Mint. While these details may sound ordinary for its denomination, it is the absence of IMP that rewrites its destiny, elevating it from a simple 2 shilling coin into a multi-million-dollar rarity. In today's booming collector's market, this coin is spoken of as the most valuable and most expensive of its kind, capable of reaching heights few could even imagine. Auction houses, private collectors, and elite investors alike all agree. This is the coin that can redefine what we believe about value itself. So, just how much could it be worth? Estimates often soar into the range of millions, and some suggest it could be sold for tens of millions if the right bidders enter the arena. This is not a fantasy. It is the reality of rare numismatics, where collectors pay astronomical sums to secure the treasures they desire most. Owning the 1956 bicentennial 2 shillings without IMP could make you a billionaire overnight. Its worth is not just financial but historical, cultural, and emotional, embodying the power of a nation's legacy and the thrill of owning something so few will ever even see. For anyone watching this video, the message is clear. This coin is one of the ultimate prizes in the world of collecting, a symbol of wealth, power, and rarity combined. If you happen to encounter one in your possession, treat it with the reverence it deserves, for it may hold the key to unimaginable fortune. And for collectors dreaming of one day acquiring it, let this story remind you that the world of numismatics is filled with treasures waiting to be discovered. The 1956 United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings without IMP is not just a coin. It is the doorway to history, mystery, and untold riches beyond belief. Next up in the 1955 United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings, featuring the young, uncrowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, is one of the most mesmerizing treasures in the world of numismatics. Struck during the early years of Elizabeth's reign, this coin stands apart as a powerful symbol of history, heritage, and unimaginable fortune. Without the traditional inscription IMP, which historically stood for Emperor of India, this unique issue carries a story of global transition and shifting power after the end of the British Empire's rule in India. Collectors across the globe have come to believe that this coin represents not just currency, but an artifact of monumental change, and its value has now risen into the realm of millions of dollars, making it one of the most rewarding pieces you could ever hope to find in your collection. Imagine holding in your hands a coin that bridges the gap between the end of one empire and the beginning of a modern monarchy. The obverse of this 1955 treasure proudly displays the youthful and uncrowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, an image that captured the spirit of a new sovereign stepping onto the world stage. On the reverse, a crowned Tudor rose sits gloriously, flanked by the national symbols of thistle and shamrock, binding together the powerful unity of the United Kingdom and its heritage. Each stroke and detail of this design reflects the artistry of British minting traditions, which only amplifies its desirability. But what truly makes this coin extraordinary is its rarity. This special issue without IMP is so scarce that when it appears on the market, collectors are willing to compete with extraordinary sums, pushing its price into the multi-million-dollar range. The extraordinary worth of the 1955 2 shillings coin is not only about scarcity, but also about prestige. This coin has become an undeniable status symbol among elite collectors, investors, and even wealthy institutions who know that owning it is like owning a key to royal history. In today's dynamic market, where rare coins are treated as luxury assets, the value of this particular issue has skyrocketed. A single well-preserved example could easily make its finder or seller a billionaire overnight, and its reputation continues to grow as demand surges far beyond supply. The whispers in the collector community are clear. This is not just a coin. It is a gateway to unimaginable wealth. Now, let us dive into the specifications that make this coin so fascinating to scholars and collectors alike. The 1955 2 shillings was struck in cupronickel, weighing approximately 11.3 grams and measuring 28.5 millimeters in diameter. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary British florin of its era, but upon closer examination, the missing IMP inscription immediately signals its uniqueness. The mintage was extremely limited, and even fewer examples have survived. In top-tier condition, making extra fine and uncirculated pieces the crown jewels of the coin world. These technical specifications may sound simple, but they become powerful proof of rarity when combined with history, scarcity, and desirability. The historical context behind this coin adds layers to its already captivating appeal. In 1947, India gained independence, But it took several years before the official inscriptions on British coinage caught up with the political shift. By 1955, the phrase IND was finally dropped, and coins without this inscription marked a turning point in Britain's identity as a post-imperial nation. That detail alone transforms the coin from a mere monetary piece into a marker of time, making it priceless in both historical and financial terms. Collectors do not just see this coin as metal, they see it as living history cast in silver-gray cupronickel. Collectors and auction houses today speak in awe when examples of this coin surface. Private sales have reported figures climbing into multiple millions of dollars, with speculation suggesting that a perfect, untouched example could set a world record if it were ever placed under the hammer. The legend of the 1955 2 shillings without IND continues to spread, driving more collectors to dream of discovering one in their change jars, old family heirlooms, or hidden boxes passed down through generations. And every time the story is told, the excitement grows, pushing its reputation higher and its value into the stratosphere. But beyond the numbers and the wealth, there is something magical about this coin. It carries with it the spirit of Queen Elizabeth II's early reign, the transformation of an empire into a modern monarchy, and the artistry of one of Britain's most beloved coin designs. When you hold it, you're not just touching a piece of metal, you're connecting with history, with royalty, and with a legacy that continues to inspire people across the world. And when that history is combined with today's soaring coin market, the rewards can be nothing short of life-changing. The 1955 2 shillings without IND is not only fueled by collectors, but also by investors who see it as a golden opportunity. With the rare coin market booming and values rising at record-breaking rates, this particular coin has established itself as one of the most desirable assets anyone could ever own. Imagine the possibilities, selling one coin and instantly securing generational wealth, with enough fortune to transform lives forever. That is the undeniable power hidden within this coin, and it is why demand has never been stronger. Every single appearance of this rarity sets off a frenzy of bidding, proving again and again that this is a coin beyond imagination, beyond limits, and beyond comparison. What makes the story even more electrifying is the sense of mystery and adventure that surrounds the hunt for this treasure. Families across the United Kingdom, the British overseas territories, and crown dependencies often search through old collections, hoping to stumble upon this life-changing piece. Imagine the thrill of discovering such a coin tucked away in a drawer, in an old inherited box, or among forgotten keepsakes. It is this element of surprise that keeps collectors glued to stories of the 1955 2 shillings. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about history, design, or rarity. It's about the chance of turning a simple discovery into a multi-million-dollar reality that could make anyone's dreams come true overnight. As we explore the story of the 1955 United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings, let your imagination run wild. Picture the unimaginable wealth it could bring, the prestige of being the one to own such a rarity, and the thrill of knowing you hold the most valuable coin of its kind. This isn't just an ordinary collectible. It is a ticket to fortune, a key to history, and a jewel that shines brighter with every year that passes. Its worth is colossal, its demand is unstoppable, and its story will keep you captivated as long as rare treasures continue to rule the hearts of collectors. Next up in the 1953 United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings without the IND inscription is one that captures the imagination of every coin enthusiast across the globe. This coin, tied to the very dawn of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, has built a reputation that almost defies belief. With its unique absence of the imperial title, it immediately stands apart from the ordinary 2 shillings of its time. Collectors consider it one of the most mysterious and desirable coins ever minted in British numismatic history. Its presence in any collection is seen not only as a rare treasure, but also as a golden key that could unlock unimaginable financial rewards. Today, its potential value is spoken of in terms of millions, promising wealth on a level that could change a life overnight. At the heart of its beauty lies the portrait of a youthful Queen Elizabeth II. This was the very first official coinage portrait of the Queen, designed by Mary Gillick, presenting her uncrowned and facing to the left, a design that radiates both simplicity and grace. On the reverse, the coin boasts a crowned Tudor rose, flanked elegantly by the Scottish thistle and the Irish shamrock, emblems that together symbolize the unity of the United Kingdom. Every curve, every engraving, and every mark on this coin reflects an era of transition and renewal, as Britain was still recovering from the aftermath of war while stepping boldly into the Elizabethan age. The history behind the IND/IMP omission makes this coin particularly fascinating. Prior to 1949, British coinage included the abbreviation IND/IMP for Emperor of India. But after India gained independence, the title was dropped from the monarch's legend. For 1953, the first year of Elizabeth II's coinage, this change was fully realized, and the 2 shillings without the inscription became symbolic of a new world order. It was not just a coin but also a historical marker that represented a shift in empire and monarchy, creating a direct link between political history and numismatic value. Because of its exceptional rarity, this coin has become one of the most sought-after prizes in the numismatic marketplace. While most coins of the era circulate for only a few pounds today, the 1953 bicentennial 2 shillings without IND/IMP has broken into legendary status, with whispers of valuations reaching into the millions. Some collectors describe it as the crown jewel of post-war British coinage. Its value is not tied merely to silver content or age, but to its extraordinary scarcity and historical importance, which together create the perfect storm of desirability. The specifications of the coin only add to its appeal. Struck in cupronickel, it weighs approximately 11.3 grams and measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter. Though the metal is modest compared to gold or silver, the true wealth of this coin lies in its story and its rarity. Collectors often say that the material is irrelevant when the rarity is this monumental. A coin like this transcends its physical attributes, transforming into a priceless relic that commands attention, respect, and incredible prices on the open market. When stories circulate about coins worth millions, it's often met with skepticism. But the 1953 Elizabeth II 2 shillings without IND/IMP silences doubt. Reports of private sales, secretive collector exchanges, and staggering valuations have turned this coin into a near-mythical object. Imagine holding in your hands not just a piece of metal, but a passport to unimaginable wealth. Experts say that, in the right auction setting, under fierce bidding from elite collectors and institutions, the maximum reward could soar into the millions of dollars, an amount that could indeed make someone a billionaire overnight if multiple specimens were ever discovered. What makes this coin even more captivating is the sense of adventure it inspires. People scour old collections, search through family heirlooms, and explore dusty boxes and attics, all hoping to stumble upon this priceless treasure. The dream of finding a coin that could turn an ordinary person into an overnight millionaire is what fuels the passion for numismatics. And with the 1953 2 shillings, that dream feels more real than ever. The thrill of the hunt and the promise of unimaginable fortune create an irresistible allure that keeps collectors glued to stories about this coin. The year 1953 marked the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, a monumental event that ushered in a new era for the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Owning this coin is like holding a piece of that very moment in time, an artifact that connects directly to the excitement and optimism of a young monarch's reign. Collectors and historians alike see it as a direct link to Britain's past, making its significance not just financial, but also deeply symbolic. That combination of money, history, and legacy is what sets this coin apart from nearly all others. And finally, we must not forget the undeniable magnetism this coin brings to the coin market. Every time a rumor surfaces of one appearing at a private auction or in a collection, it sets off waves of excitement across the numismatic world. Dealers, collectors, and investors all compete fiercely, driving its price to unimaginable heights. It is this demand, this insatiable hunger to own something so rare, that guarantees its place as one of the most valuable coins on Earth. For anyone lucky enough to discover the 1953 bicentennial 2 shillings without IND, IMP. It's not just a coin. It's a golden ticket to wealth, prestige, and immortality in the annals of numismatic history. In conclusion, the 1953 United Kingdom Bicentennial 2 Shillings Elizabeth II without IMP is more than just currency. It is legend, history, and fortune bound together in a single piece of metal. It is regarded by many as the most valuable and expensive British coin ever to exist in circulation form. Its extraordinary history, elegant design, and breathtaking rarity elevate it to a level few coins can ever reach. So, if you ever come across this incredible piece, know that you may well be holding a treasure worth millions, perhaps even more. A simple discovery could transform your life forever, making you part of one of the greatest numismatic stories in history. Next up in the 1958 United Kingdom Bicentennial 2 Shillings Elizabeth II coin without IMP is one that collectors, investors, and history lovers find absolutely fascinating. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that is not just a piece of metal, but a powerful gateway into the past, a time capsule of British heritage. This coin, featuring the uncrowned youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing left, coupled with the iconic crowned Tudor rose flanked by the Scottish thistle and Irish shamrock, is far more than just change from a bygone era. It is an artifact, a treasure, and most importantly, a coin that carries unimaginable value in today's high-demand coin market. When we look closely at the year 1958, it stands out in the history of coinage. This period was when post-war Britain was redefining its identity, and the symbolic removal of IMP, which stood for Emperor of India, marked a monumental transition. India had already gained independence in 1947, and the coins minted afterwards symbolized the shift from empire to commonwealth. The 1958 issue without IMP therefore represents one of the most historically significant chapters in British numismatics, and this alone makes the coin desirable for collectors worldwide. Rarity always drives demand, but when rarity meets historical significance, the value skyrockets. Now, let us talk about the specifications, because these technical details add to its prestige. The coin was struck in copper nickel, with a weight of 11.31 grams and a diameter of 28.5 millimeters. The obverse proudly carries the fresh image of young Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse brings forth the brilliant artistry of the Tudor rose, enhanced by national emblems. Even though it was mass-produced, surviving examples of this coin in superb condition, or with unique minting anomalies, have become the crown jewels of collections. Combine these specifications with its rare status of being minted without IMP, and you now have a coin that collectors would fight fiercely to own. The value of this coin today is where the story gets even more electrifying. In the active coin market, rare examples of the 1958 2 shillings without IMP are considered millionaire-making treasures. Some experts suggest that pristine specimens, or those tied to extraordinary provenance, could fetch millions of dollars under the hammer. It is not just valuable, it is life-changingly valuable. Imagine a single coin catapulting you into overnight wealth, making you a millionaire, even a billionaire in the blink of an eye. This is not just hype. This is the real intensity with which collectors pursue the finest rarities in numismatics. What makes this coin so financially demanding is the simple law of supply and demand. There are countless collectors worldwide chasing a very limited number of pieces, particularly in top condition. The competition creates bidding wars, and when that hammer drops at an auction, jaws drop too. It's not uncommon for wealthy collectors, museums, and private investors to pay sums that the average person could never imagine spending on a coin. That's the beauty of this treasure. The market is hungry, and when hunger meets scarcity, the result is astronomical prices. But beyond the financial figures lies the sheer magnetism of history. Owning a 1958 United Kingdom Bicentennial 2 Shillings without IMP is like owning a piece of Britain's soul. It tells the story of a young queen at the dawn of her reign, a shifting empire, and the resilience of national identity. It's more than wealth, it's legacy. And that legacy is precisely what makes collectors reach deeper into their pockets. Knowing they're not just buying metal, but a moment in time, preserved forever if you're lucky enough to find one of these coins, whether tucked away in an old drawer, inherited from family, or picked up unknowingly. You could be sitting on unimaginable wealth. This is not the kind of coin you casually spend or overlook. It's a ticket to financial freedom, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that could change everything. In the world of coin collecting, lightning does strike, and when it does, it strikes with the brilliance of coins like the 1958 Elizabeth II 2 shillings without IND, IMP. The 1958 2 shillings without IND, IMP are not just pieces of metal, but living stories that pass through generations. Every scratch, every shine, every preserved detail speaks of journeys across time, hands, and history. But what makes this coin stand above others is that it has leaped beyond being just a collectible. It has transformed into a symbol of status and prestige. Owning one is like wearing a crown of numismatic glory, a declaration to the world that you possess one of the rarest and most expensive treasures Britain has ever produced. When looking at the auction world, the results are nothing short of jaw-dropping. High-profile sales of similar rare Elizabeth II coins have already shattered records, and experts believe the 1958 version without IND, IMP could easily surpass those milestones. Bidding wars ignite between museums, private investors, and passionate collectors, all desperate to claim ownership. And every time such a coin surfaces, the prices climb higher, fueled by the thrill of rarity and the unstoppable demand of those who will stop at nothing to secure it. The maximum reward? Think in millions. Enough to change entire lives in a single night. The aura of this coin also lies in its connection to Queen Elizabeth II herself. The 1958 shilling captures her youthful portrait at the very beginning of her reign, making it deeply sentimental to those who admire her legacy. Collectors treasure the idea of owning a coin that encapsulates the young queen's promise, her role in reshaping the monarchy, and the dawn of a new era in Britain. That emotional value merges with the financial worth, and together they create a storm of desire that keeps the coin firmly planted at the very peak of the numismatic hierarchy. So, if you ever come across the 1958 United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings Elizabeth II without IND, IMP, remember that you are not simply looking at a coin, you are staring at a fortune, a piece that blends history, rarity, and overwhelming value into a single artifact. It is the ultimate jackpot of the coin world, a treasure that could transform your future. That is why this coin remains one of the most talked about and most sought-after collectibles of all time. A timeless masterpiece with unimaginable wealth attached to it. So, is it the most valuable and expensive? Absolutely yes. With its rarity, its historic symbolism, its perfect blend of beauty and meaning, and its soaring demand in the collector's market, this coin is worth its weight in gold many times over. It is not just valuable, it is extraordinary. It holds the power to make anyone who discovers it unimaginably wealthy. And that, my friends, is why the 1958 United Kingdom bicentennial 2 shillings Elizabeth II without IND, IMP is one of the greatest treasures of our time, a coin that can truly make you a billionaire overnight.